Ron Simmons, welcome to OneWrestling.com. We usually do face-to-face, but now we're doing kind of like, I guess, phone to phone. We are thrilled to have you here on OneWrestling.com.
Yeah, I am thrilled to be here, and thank you so much, my friend. It's always a pleasure.
Well, we go way back from the days you first started, and very soon, probably the biggest honor to ever be bestowed upon you in your wrestling career is that you will be going into the World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Fame. So I know it's a dumb thing when people say, well, how do you feel? So let me get in line with the rest of the people that say that. And how do you feel?
You know, and to be honest with you, and just as I told them, people in the past have asked me, it's indescribable, you know, and I've had the good fortune over just the past few years, man. I've been inducted into some very, very prestigious Hall of Fames, okay? Collegiate Hall of Fame, State of Georgia Hall of Fame, Orange Bowl Hall of Fame. But I can tell you, this one by far probably means the most to me than any of them, because all of the guys that have been inducted before me, I looked up to, man, as a kid when I was being a fan of professional wrestling, and even had the privilege of learning from them. And now to think that me to be worthy, to go into the Hall of Fame beside some of them, it's incredible.
Well, you deserve it. You've had such a storied career. Let's go back to August 2nd, 1992. It was there, and I saw it, where you won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship from Big Van Vader. Take us back to that night, because that when you talk about Hall of Fame, that was a hell of a Hall of Fame moment.
And, Bill, and I think you probably, and this, I know you're the first one I've told this. I sometimes just go and relive that. I probably every other week. I mean, that is a feeling, and that is a day that I will never, ever be able to, to live down. That's something that I cherish. That's something that I know I'm most proud of in my professional wrestling career. That to me means by far anything that I've done and accomplished in professional wrestling. For the simple fact of that, being considered to be first to do something, it means a whole lot to me. And that means to be like the first African American to be recognized as a world champion, and to open doors for others, not only blacks, but any other people of color. And if they're willing to work hard to succeed, that just almost brings me to tears, to be honest with you, because it means so much to me.
You became such a role model for so many people, Ron, and I remember being at ringside that night, and I couldn't contain how I felt, because I looked at you and I saw what you felt like.
Oh, man, and believe me, the emotions, the jubilation, all of the joy and display of emotions you saw that were coming from me in the ring, they were real.
Yes,
because I had no knowledge of that I was going to be even up to be challenging Vader for the championship that night. It was the unfortunate circumstances that it went down with the world championship and with the belt, and it was me that was chosen to go up against him that night. And I can tell you, man, it was butterflies, and I played.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Sting was. If I remember correctly, Sting was supposed to go up against Vader, but Jake Roberts or somebody interfered, and you won. You won the nod. So that was great. And from there, you went after leaving there. You went to ECW for a little while, but World Wrestling Entertainment is where so much happened to you. You came in there as Farouk. Yes,
all along throughout my professional wrestling career, starting down in Tampa and Florida Championship Wrestling, always in my mind was to get to New York. Always thinking and knowing that was the pinnacle of professional wrestling. Still is, will always be. And once I got that opportunity and got the call, man, that I was invited to come and be in Vince McMahon's team, I can't tell you what a thrill that was for me.
I
mean, it brought everything together for me. All of the hard work, all of the countless days being away from my family. I'm thinking to myself, this is about to come together for me. Now I hope I'm ready. And that was my final thoughts going up there. And I got the opportunity to be so many characters, to express myself in so many ways, man. You know, it's been a hell of a ride.
All right, a couple of questions I have to ask you, of course. That first of all, as you know, out of the Nation of Domination, everybody went their own ways. Everybody became successful. The Acolytes came out. I mean, there was so much great stuff out of that. And of course, you were with young Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Did you think that he was going to shoot out and become the megastar that he's become in not just the sports entertainment field, but in the movie world as well?
Well, no, and you know, he's always been a great athlete. You know, and had the pedigree, all of the background, and I mean, God, you know, his background, his family background, his history goes way back on both sides of the family.
Wait a minute. Wait. We don't want to anger Triple H. He's got the pedigree. But go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we'll just use that though, just loosely, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
But he had all of that, you know, going into it, you know. But for some reason, they couldn't find exactly the right niche for him starting out. You know, he went through various stages there, but he finally started to come into his own once he got into the Nation. You know, like other guys did. You know, come in through the Nation, wash themselves through the Nation. You know. Pick up things, pick up mic skills, learn how to, you know, to play with the crowd, you know, learn more things that would be more in character with what they were doing. So when it came time for them, you know, their offspring and go on their individual selves, you know, you saw all of them came out of there. They seemed to be very well prepared. You know, all of them had pretty good, successful singles career.
Yes. Tell us about the relationship with you and Bradshaw, because that was like, it was almost like you guys were just put together, and from the moment you were put together, it was like just a natural relationship.
Well, I mean, it was just something that was destined to go on, and something that was going, you know, had all of the foundation, nothing but to be successful, because we both came from like similar backgrounds, you know, him being a football player himself, myself, you know, also, and him having a mischievous background, liking to go out in the bars and brawling, you know, and having that kind of demeanor, you know, and we both shelled immediately. I mean, it was almost as if we knew what each other was going to thought, thinking in the ring, and that's one of the things that really makes a successful tag team, you know. And I'd be honest with you, Bill, I consider him to be just like a blood brother to me.
Well,
that's how much he means to me.
That's great. I'm going to see him actually later this year. He's being inducted into the George Tragos Luthez Hall of Fame. I'm also going in there in the journalist category this year. And yes, and I will be seeing him down there. So I will give him a damn for you. You have my word. Now that's the other question that everybody keeps asking, and I don't even know the answer to this. How did damn come about?
Well, that's funny, you man. Everybody always like that, you know. I think a lot of people early on in my career and within like the last 5 to 6 years of my in-ring work, whenever there was something that I was disgruntled about or wasn't going well with me in the ring or be back in the dressing room or anywhere, you know, I'm sure the people within the first 10 rows out in the arena could hear me. I would just, you know, stop whatever I was doing and just look as I would when I was doing on screen, just stop in the middle and just say, "Hold it, damn." And that's how it really got started, you know, and plus, you know, with my voice and it carried so much, and everybody thought, well, you know, you say that with such distinction and such meaning, you know, hey, let's try to incorporate it into something.
Did Vince love it?
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man, you know, right. And from there, and plus it's something, you know, and it's something I think everyone, man, can relate to, because somewhere when we get up and go out into the world every day, there's always somebody that's going to make you say, damn.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Before we let you go, and again, we're so honored to be speaking with you here, let's get your thoughts on some of the other people who are being inducted this year into the 2012 WWE Hall of Fame. Mike Tyson's going in there.
Oh man, this is a great class. I'm thrilled to death to be among them. Like I said, God, the Four Horsemen, all of those guys, man. I come up with them when I was starting. They took me on their wings. They helped teach me, all of them. I mean, Barry, Tully, Arn, Flair, all of those guys.
Yeah, Flair going in for the second time, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. And J.J. Dillon, we actually have an interview, video interview with him as well, and he is so thrilled to be going back there.
Right. It's a great man. I love JJ. Nothing but high regards for him.
What about Edge?
Oh, it is. When I think of him, a great guy, great talent, and it's just a shame that it had to be cut short. And I really don't think we got to see the best of Edge.
Yeah.
That's what I feel the most sorry about with him. But what a great guy and a fantastic talent. I love him to death.
One of the great legends of all time, probably the first masked guy, actually, that I ever got to be outside of the wrestling business a fan of, and that was Mil Mascaras.
Yes, the first time I had the opportunity to meet him, and as we wrestlers, workers and all like to say, staying in character, and keep even doing your thing, right? But I met him, and we were after the matches, and we were all getting ready to get dressed and take a shower. And I remember seeing him getting undressed and watching him get ready to go in the shower. And I'm like, well, gee, should I tell him that he still has his mask on or not?
He always wears that.
And then the guys told me, they said, hey, Ron, no, he keeps his mask on all the time. I said, wait a minute, you mean like everywhere he goes?
Yep.
I said, have you ever seen his face? And he said, no. I said, you're kidding. And I followed him around, believe it or not, for a little while just to see if that was true.
And it is.
And it was.
He told many times, he told me many stories about having to cross the border into Canada while he was driving, and he had the mask on. So I don't know how he does it, but
That's
which is
great, man.
Which is great. But
great guy too.
We just are so thrilled that you are going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame, and we look forward to seeing you down the line at future wrestling conventions and various events, because I know you're not the type of guy who's just going to close the door and walk away from it forever.
No, I'm not, Bill. And you'll see me pop up here and there. But once again, man, it's always a thrill and a pleasure to talk to you. And I'd like to congratulate you. You say you've been inducted yourself, right?
Yes. So I will be.
Very well deserving. You're very well deserving.
Thank you so much. And before we leave, if you were looking out into a camera and Vince McMahon was on the other side of the high-definition TV and you could say something to him at this point, what would it be?
It would be, thank you for allowing me to make and have a dream of mine to come true.
All right, that's great. Ron Simmons, thank you so very much, and congratulations.